used to hate watching videos about skincare, and you would see somebody and they would be like, you know, make sure you drink water and your skin's gonna be clear. Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my name is Brenda and this is my platform, Not For The Ordinary. I'm an esthetician here on YouTube, and today's video is a super important video. I say that in all my skincare videos, but it is your skin is not dry, it's dehydrated. So if you want to find out what is the difference between dry skin and dehydrated skin, what are some factors that play into dry and dehydrated skin, and also how you can treat dry and dehydrated skin, then you can just keep on watching. Dry and dehydrated skin, that commonly gets confused, but there are three main factors that actually distinguish dry skin from dehydrated skin. Let's start with dry skin. So with dry skin, there are three factors that play into having dry skin. First, it's genetics. Second is environment, and third is age. So genetics. In my video all about skin types, I kind of briefly went over skin types, and I talked about normal skin types, dry skin types, oily skin types, and combination skin types. And in that video I talked about how to determine your skin type and the two main factors that come into play, and that was genetics and environment. So genetics is something that I mentioned in my video all about skin types. I talked about the different types of skin types from normal all the way to combination skin, and I went over genetics and how they play a part. So with genetics, your mom and your dad may have a certain skin type, and so therefore you will have that skin type. So for instance, if you are someone that was a drier skin type, that means that your mom and your dad have to be a drier skin type, or maybe just your mom is a drier skin type, or just your dad is a drier skin type. So then that makes you a drier skin type. The second thing that I mentioned is environment. So environment is a huge factor for skin type, and it helps you to determine your skin type. But also environment can actually exacerbate drier skin. In those colder months, like in those, like if you live in a place where it's cold, like here in Chicago, it gets cold. So and we have harsh winds. If you live in a place like Chicago, for example, and you get into the winter months and you have a drier skin type, basically your skin is going to feel extremely dry. Next factor that plays into a drier skin type is age. So I've mentioned this in a couple of my other videos about how, you know, as we get older, our skin gets a lot thinner, and the thinner the skin is, the drier the skin is. But age plays a huge part in, you know, determining your skin type. When we start to get older, we get into our 30s, our 40s, our 50s, our skin is constantly getting thinner and drier. You're not producing any oil, and if you are, it's very, very little. We have a lot of just dead skin built up on top, so the skin is going to be a lot flakier. The skin is going to not be able to retain moisture. The skin is just going to be a lot drier. Also, our skin is not producing proteins like collagen and elastin, which are two proteins that help to hydrate and plump in the skin and make the skin look nice and plump and youthful. But age plays a huge part in determining if you have drier skin. So now let's talk about the three major factors for dehydrated skin. So with dehydrated skin, actually it's not an actual skin type, it is actually a skin condition, meaning that it's temporary and it can be fixed. Typically people with oilier and combination skin types have dehydrated skin. There are three major factors to determine if your skin is dehydrated. One is environment, two is actually overusing your skincare products or using super drying skincare products, and three could be diet. So let's talk about each one. First, you have your environment. So just like I mentioned with dry skin, environment plays a huge part. So say for instance, if you are someone with oilier skin, but you live in an environment where you experience really harsh winters, then your skin can still be oily, but the surface of your skin can be dehydrated because there's no moisture in the air, and actually moisture is being evaporated. Next factor for dehydrated skin is skincare products. Typically, people that are more oily in combination, they tend to use more drying products just because they want to remove excess shine. They don't want all that oil. I've heard it countless times before where people are like, I'm shiny, I don't like that. You'll see people using super harsh cleansers like bar soaps. I'm not a fan of any bar cleansers at all. Let's just put that out there. Bar cleansers generally are super stripping, drying, and they dry your skin out. Even African black soap. I'm also not a fan of cleansers that are high foaming and that contain SLS, which I've talked about in my cleansing no videos, but that is sodium lauryl sulfate, which is an actual ingredient, a cleansing agent, and actually can dry and irritate the skin. Also, something that is overly used is drying toners. And what I mean by drying toners are toners that contain a lot of drying alcohols, like just regular alcohol, which dries and can irritate the skin, but then also toners that are heavy in witch hazels, menthol, which is peppermint, and just various like essential oils. Those are not great for the skin. They're really, really drying. They're super harsh. I'm not a fan of witch hazel at all, and I made a video all about toners, like if you actually need toners. I've also seen videos like from LA Beautyologist where she says stop using witch hazel, which I totally agree. Next thing that is overused, I feel like, as far as skincare products that can dehydrate the skin is clays. A lot of people love using clay masks all the time, and don't get me wrong, I said it in a video all about pores. Clays actually do help to draw, you know, excess oil, and they are really great for oilier and acne prone skin types, but they can have a downside because they can dry and dehydrate the skin. And clays that are commonly used, like bentonite and kaolin clay, actually absorb water out of the skin, so it's dehydrating your skin. And if you're using it, you know, every day or a couple times out the week, that is way too often. So the last factor is diet. So diet is a huge factor. So our skin actually doesn't get as much water as you think. Even though staying hydrated is super important, I definitely say make sure you drink, you know, water. Most of your water content you honestly want to get out of your diet. So you really want to eat a lot of foods like fruits and vegetables because those are high in water content. I personally love like cantaloupe, that's high in water content. I think like 91%. You also have things like watermelon that's high in water content, and you know, just other foods that are very high in water content. Alcohol, yeah, let's talk. Alcohol, you feel it. Like after you drink alcohol, your mouth feels dry the next day, you feel dizzy, you know, you have to drink water, like you feel super thirsty. Alcohol is super dehydrating, so you know, even cutting down on how often you drink is going to have a huge impact on your actual skin. So I'm sorry to say, but that means, you know, put it down. So with dehydrated skin, your skin looks dull or itch. Now that I told you about the difference between dry skin and also dehydrated skin, that one is a skin type and the other one is a condition, I want to tell you how you can treat dry skin and how you can repair your dehydrated skin. If your skin is dry, like I explained everything about why your skin is dry, the fact that you don't even produce a lot of oil. Generally what you want is you want to use a gentle, creamy base cleanser. You want, you know, your cleansers that have, you know, some oils in it. You also want them to have a couple like humectants and emollients. I mentioned humectants and emollients in my video all about moisturizers, and then I realized I didn't even tell you some different ones to look out for. But with creamy creamier cleansers, you want to go for, maybe you have some shea butter in your cleansers, you have like some urea, which is a great ingredient in cleansers, and it helps to restore the skin's moisture. You have like hyaluronic acid, which is a humectant, helps to draw and bind water to the skin. You just have a lot of like hydrating and moisturizing ingredients. First, you want to regularly exfoliate. So you want to exfoliate with acids. I have a video all about the difference between physical exfoliation and chemical exfoliation. Chemical exfoliants are just better. Like, I've went back and forth. Invest in like hydrating toners or hydrating serums. So hydrating toners, I have a video about toners. Toners are great. They're a great accessory in a regimen. I feel like toners can benefit an actual regimen. Do I feel like they are always necessary? No, I feel like hydrating serums are a lot more effective. But with hydrating toners, everyone can benefit from a hydrating toner. What you want to generally look for are very hydrating ingredients like hyaluronic acid, panthenol, milk thistle, sodium PCA, rose, just different hydrating ingredients that are just going to draw and bind water to your skin. So I would say a hyaluronic acid definitely would be a staple in a drier skin type, just because with hyaluronic acid, it is a humectant. It actually is naturally occurring in our skin, and it helps to just draw and bind water to the skin. The next tip for a drier skin type would have to be get a really good moisturizer. Definitely want to look for a really good moisturizer that's just going to really lock in moisture into your skin. So lastly, definitely consider a oil. So not all oils are created equal. I want to say this. I'm going to make a whole video about my favorite skin oils, but I definitely say an easy oil that you can actually incorporate into your skincare regimen is like a vitamin E oil, which is great for all skin types. And what an oil is going to do is it's going to act as an occlusive. So an occlusive is an actual ingredient that helps to basically create a film and kind of just act as a barrier. Like, so tips for people that are dealing with dehydration. One, make sure that you're using a gentle cleanser. Make sure you're not using a super harsh cleanser. If your skin feels super tight and dry, your cleanser is trash, basically. Watch out for, you know, drying skincare ingredients or drying products like drying cleansers, like I said, drying toners, but not really toners. Like, watch out for like how often you exfoliate, but then also how often you use clays. If you are someone that is more oily in combination, just watch how often you use those. And then lastly, definitely consider putting in a really great hydrating toner or a serum. Just like for drier skin, you could definitely benefit from a hydrating toner or serum that has a couple of great ingredients like hyaluronic acid and sodium PCA and all of those ones that I mentioned. One tip that I have for both skin types is get you a humidifier. A humidifier is honestly like the best thing that you can do for your skin, and specifically it's the best thing you can do for your skin in the winter. During the winter months, like I said, environment plays a huge part in our skin. We lose a lot of moisture. Our skin is being, you know, stripped of the moisture because there's no moisture in our environment. So a humidifier is actually going to keep your environment nice and moist and keep your skin nice and moist. So now that I gave you some tips for dry skin and also dehydrated skin, I actually want to give you a couple product recommendations. So I'm going to give you a couple of products that I personally like to really help to hydrate the skin and really nourish the skin. And the first one I actually mentioned in one of my videos about toners, and that is the Mad Hippie Nutrient Mist. It has sodium hyaluronic, which is a humectant, so it draws and binds water to the skin. It has sodium PCA, which is also another humectant that draws and binds water to the skin. It has white tea, so super hydrating and soothing. And it has green tea, which is an antioxidant that is anti-inflammatory, so it's not irritating, but it also helps to strengthen the skin. It has grapeseed extract, which grapeseed extract is really great because it's moisturizing the skin. So the next product that I want to mention is actually by the brand The Ordinary. They actually have a hyaluronic acid serum with vitamin B5. So like I mentioned, hyaluronic acid is a humectant, so it draws and binds water to the skin and it keeps the skin nice and hydrated. Vitamin B5, which is called panthenol, actually helps to restore the skin's moisture. So the next product that I want to mention is by the brand The Inkylist, and it is their hyaluronic acid serum. So this serum has, of course, hyaluronic acid, so it's just hydrating the skin. It also has a couple other great ingredients like peptides, which help to hydrate and plumpen the skin as well. It has glycerin, which helps to hydrate the skin. So it's just a very jam-packed serum that is super hydrating. The next product that I want to mention to you that actually, when I was going through it, like, I'm gonna give you a little side note. You didn't ask for this, but I'm giving it to you. When I was going through, I feel like one of my worst breakouts, my skin was just really going through it. That was I want to say the year before last, my skin was going through it. This actual product is a serum. It really helped restore my skin because my skin, I was just overdoing it. Neogen Real Fermented Micro Serum. And so this serum is really great and super hydrating and brightening. It has 61% fermented ingredients, and so it has rice, fermented rice, which also is super hydrating for the skin. It has glycerin, so just super hydrating as well. It has niacinamide, which niacinamide is a vitamin B3, which actually is a really great ingredient, especially for someone that is oily and acne prone, because it can help to regulate oil production, but then also it is brightening, and it just strengthens our skin's moisture, our natural moisture. So the last product that I have to mention, I actually just recently used, and I've been using it for the past month or two, and I already know I like it. I like it, and that's why I'm gonna tell you about it. But it is actually the Then I Met You Giving Essence. So this is a really nice essence. An essence is basically similar to a toner. Essences are, I think, in my opinion, a lot better than toners because they generally are a lot more jam-packed with really great, super hydrating, and just very nourishing ingredients for your skin. If you don't know, essences are a Korean skincare staple, super hydrating. It actually has ingredients like niacinamide, which I told you is a vitamin B3, so it's brightening. It's really helping to restore the skin's natural moisture. It also has some red algae, which is also really restorative. It's really great for the skin as well. It has aloe. Aloe is really great at healing the skin. It's hydrating. It also is anti-inflammatory, so it doesn't irritate the skin. It has the list really goes on. So if you like this video, definitely give me a thumbs up. Also, let me know what you want to see. I haven't been asking that in any of my videos, and I recently just realized, I was like, why am I not asking you what you want to see? So definitely let me know what you want to see. Definitely let me know if you want me to talk about a certain topic. But this is my video all about your skin being dehydrated and not dry, the difference between dry and dehydrated skin. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Thank you so much. As always, you can subscribe to my channel if you like me. I am an esthetician. That is a title. And I guess this is gonna be my staple statement. Thank you so much for watching. As always, bye bye.